So to follow this tutorial instruction, you need to have downloaded the question paper 0417S17 question paper and the zip file that goes along with it, both shared with you on Plato. This is a paper 2 past paper instructions for a full tutorial. Okay, so once you've downloaded these, you'll find you have the actual question paper itself. I do recommend, if you can, to print this out so that you don't have to switch between screens like I'm going to do so. And you'll have this file. This is the downloaded zip file. Now, with the downloaded zip file, when you open it up, you will have a Mac OS X file in there. Just ignore this, okay? This is a duplicate file caused by the fact that it comes from a Mac computer and onto the PC. But it's this one here with the number codes that you're looking for. So simply drag that out onto your pen drive or into your documents. I'm going to put mine onto my desktop. I can now see that that has unzipped because it does not have the little zip icon as was on the original file. So beginning, my first instruction is to open the J227 evidence.rtf file. So I'm going to jump into my zipped folder, my unzipped folder here, and open up my evidence file. This evidence file is a RTF file. Okay, I can see that it is a rich text format file. If it opens and it doesn't look exactly like this, you possibly have a little yellow bar running across the top that says enable editing. Just click to enable editing and then it will look like this. And my first instruction is to ensure that I have a name, centre number and candidate number appearing on every page of the document, and then to save the evidence file again with my candidate number as a Word document. So I'll just jump into the header here, add my name, my candidate number, and my centre number, and then I'm going to go to File and Save As into my current folder. I'm not going to save it as a rich text format, okay? I'm going to save it as J227 Evidence 12345, my candidate number, and I'm going to change the file type from rich text format to a Word document and press Save. Okay. And then I'll minimize that down because I'm going to need it shortly again. So my next instruction asks me to open the J227 new UG.rtf file. And it tells me that I'm going to edit a guide for new undergraduates at Tawara University. The university uses a corporate house style for all of their documents. Paragraph styles should be created and applied as instructed. So we will open up, first of all, the J227 new UG file as it appears here. Okay, and this is what it looks like. And I'm told to set the page orientation to landscape, but not change the paper size or margins. So I'm going to go to my Layout tab, Orientation, Landscape. I'm going to leave the margins and everything else as it is. It then says to save the document in your work area with the file UG Guide, and make sure it is saved in the format of the software you're using. So I'm going to go to File and Save As into the same folder. This is going to be called UG Guide, and I'm going to save it as a Word document, and I'm going to press Save. Now, next instruction tells me to take a screenshot for my evidence document to show that the file has been saved. Okay, so what I want to do is minimize these down and look for my folder because I want a screenshot to show that this is the file name and that it is a Word document. Now, if you can't see the different lists of instructions here, if you can't see the different file types, if you have big icons, you want to change the view that you're looking at. This view is called the details view. It tells me the date it was modified, the type of file, and the size of the file. This is usually the best view for taking a screenshot for evidence. So I'm going to screenshot by function and F11, that's FN, the little blue button in the bottom left-hand corner, and F11, and then into my evidence document, Control and paste. Minimize that, and back into my UG guide. Now the next instruction tells me that I want in my header of the UG guide an automated page number left aligned and the automated file name and path right aligned. So I'm going to jump into the header. And in my header design here, I can pick page numbers, top of the page, page number, left align. There we go. I'm going to go on to the next line. This is easiest when you've got two files or two automated icons that are going to be one's left aligned and one's right aligned. Put them on different lines. It enables you to control where they go better. So I'm going to go down onto the next line, and it tells me my automated file path and name should be right aligned. So I'm going to go to document info, and I'm going to choose the file name, space, and file path. Okay, so file name and path are going to be right aligned. So I'm just going to highlight that and choose the right align option so it can jump across. Okay, automated page number, file name and path. Then it tells me in the footer I should have my centre number and candidate number left aligned. So I'm going to go down to the footer. Name, candidate number, centre number, all left aligned. Okay, I'm going to close the header and footer once I'm happy with it. Click out. And I just want to check and test that everything sits neatly within the page margins. It does say all of the elements must match the page margins and nothing else should appear in the header and footer. If for some reason your header or your footer doesn't match the page margins, you want to be able to edit it using the ruler up here. Okay, if you can't see your ruler, go to View and click Ruler. And then when you're inside your page header and footer, you can pick up objects and you can move them using the little hourglass figure here to drag things along. Okay, dragging your indents along will move the objects from where it sits. If it's too far over, you can bring it back into line. Okay, and that's using the little tab here at the bottom of the hourglass on the ruler. So mine are fine, they are in line. So I'm just going to close the header and footer. Now going on to instruction 4 asks me to create the following paragraph styles. Okay, so paragraph styles are invisible in Home and Styles up here. So I'll only do one paragraph style on the tutorial because it's the same skill for all of them, and then the next video will start off again from instruction number 5, which is to apply the styles. But for those of you who want to look at how to set the styles, we have a list of 5 styles: UG title, UG subtitle, UG subhead, UG body, and UG bullet. Okay, so what I can do is I can select from these particular styles and I can edit them, or I can create a new style from scratch. That's completely up to me. I'll start with the title style. Okay, don't worry about it automatically creating and changing things on your page. It's just, it will do that whichever object is currently selected, but ignore that for now. That's not relevant. We can change that in a minute. But in order to edit this, I want to right click on it and I want to go to modify the style. So I'm going to rename it now. So it's not just title, it's going to be called UG title. And this should be a sans serif font. Okay, so currently I can see that this font is a serif font, so I want to change that to a sans serif font. And I'm going to pick from my list of options here Century Gothic. That's a nice sans serif font. There are no serifs at the end here. Those are the little sort of feet that you find at the bottom of letters. Okay, so that's fine. The font size should be 24. It should be a right align, which it is, and the enhancements, it should have an underline. It should have a single line spacing. So if I'm looking for line spacing, I can go to Format and I can jump to Paragraphs. Okay, and this shows me my line spacing. So this is a single line spacing with nothing spaced before, but with 12 points after. So I'm going to increase the after to 12 point and press OK. Once I'm happy with all of that, I simply press OK again. And now this is my new style. So you need to go through and do that for all 5 styles in your table. And once you've done that, you'll be ready to go on to the next tutorial.